Hey you guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Julia Salvia. Hey! Make sure that you are following me on Instagram for the latest news, photos, and giveaways. Yes, I said giveaways. That is at Beauty by Julie. You can see that over here or over here. For today's Foundation Friday, I have a brand spanking new foundation in front of me. I'm going to be swatching all of them for you, and I am also going to be wearing it and testing it throughout the day. It is the brand, the spanking new CC Cream, oil-free matte CC Cream from It Cosmetics. So as you guys know, the original CC Cream is one of my absolute favorite foundations, and I'm really excited that they came out with a matte version because I find that on days where I'm super oily, that foundation doesn't work well for me if I'm wearing it throughout the entire day. So I have a feeling that this one is going to be really great. So I'm really excited. I have high hopes for this foundation. So without further ado, let's jump into this video, finish this very mermaidy makeup that we've got going on here, and let's test this foundation. Mwah. So there are 12 shades in this foundation range. Before you say a word, you guys, I know that that's not a huge foundation range, but there's something that I learned from this foundation. So as you guys know, the SPF in It Cosmetics CC creams or their foundation is usually pretty high. It's like an SPF 40, SPF 50. This one specifically is an SPF 40. I believe their other CC cream is an SPF 50. And something that is really difficult with creating foundations along with sunscreen is that the sunscreen inside can give the absolute worst flashback ever. And It Cosmetics has actually formulated all of these shades to not have that ugly flashback, but also keeping in mind that, you know, while they want you to look pretty in the foundation, they also want to make sure that this is going to protect your skin. With that being said, that is why there are so little shades in the range here. And obviously, as you get deeper into the shade range, it gets harder and harder to create that foundation. So I think as they formulate and get better with their foundation, we're going to see a much more expanded line. So with that being said, you guys, I'm gonna swatch this foundation line for you. It is now at 12 shades. I believe it was at 8 before this one, and even less before that one. I think it was originally like 6 or 5 foundation shades. So they're making a ton of progress, and I pat them on the back for that. So let's do this. So here is the foundation. Similar packaging to the other foundation, except this one is this pretty aqua blue. It matches my background.
Got your hands all in my pockets. If you start it, I won't stop it. All I wanna do is watch you blossom, yeah, baby. I can hear your body talking. Oh, you're really growing on me. All I wanna do is watch you blossom,
the color that I usually wear in the other CC cream is like somewhere between like light and medium tan. So I'm gonna grab medium. Let's see. That looks pretty on point to me. I usually like to be a tiny bit tanner, so I'm gonna add like a drop of medium tan into this. And the brush I'm gonna use is the Heavenly Luxe brush from It Cosmetics. It has like a concealer side and a foundation side. This foundation brush from It Cosmetics is my favorite, this side at least. I love how dense this is. So let's see if it works just as good with this guy. So I can already tell the formula of this one is a lot thicker than the other one. The other one you need like, I literally did 3 pumps of this one and I could tell as I was like pumping it out that it was thicker. Not that's a bad thing. Usually matte foundations are thicker. So it's going on pretty matte. So I added another pump to my hand. I feel like I just needed, I don't know, I feel like I needed another. I'm gonna jump over to a sponge. Usually always do anyway. So zooming you guys in, this is amazing. I'm not even like joking with you right now. Like this foundation is absolutely flawless. I think this one is definitely, I mean, it says it's full coverage, so it's full coverage. And I'm definitely getting that full coverage vibe here, looking at it really close. The color is a good match. I always mix their foundations together. That's just something that I do. I always feel like mixing two gives you such a more perfect shade compared to just using one. I'm a mixer. Sometimes I mix different foundations, but I love to mix my It Cosmetics CC cream, just the same, you know, the same formula, the same foundation. So this is a much different formula from the other one. And I know I keep going back to comparing it to the previous CC cream, but I am so used to that one and I have gone through tubes of that. That is like my go-to foundation, everyday foundation. I recommended it for my mom, my sister. I use it in my makeup kit when I do weddings. So the difference with this foundation is that it dries matte, not dewy. It's definitely full coverage. I do feel like it really is like poreless too because I got lots of pores and it filled them all in. Thanks. The coloring is the same. The formula is a little bit thicker because of it being matte. I feel like I said before, most matte foundations are a little bit thicker in formula. And yeah, I mean, I like it so far. What do you guys think so far? I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup and then we're gonna come back. I'll show you what the finished look looks like and then we're gonna test this out for the rest of the day. All right guys, so this is the final look. I really like it. So I'm enjoying this foundation so far. This could be one of those foundations that could, like a setting spray could either make or break this foundation, but for the sake of this video, we are not gonna spray setting spray at all. But I just want you guys to keep that in mind. Sometimes for matte foundations, especially if you have more drier skin and you're using a foundation, like a matte foundation, setting spray can help, or sometimes it can make it more cakey. Looking at it up close, it did start to crease like right here on my lip. There's some creasing right here on my forehead. Normal things, you guys, happens with every foundation, dewy, matte, combination, light, heavy. So looking at this foundation overall though, I really do like the coverage of this foundation. I feel like this formula is really, really great. If you felt like you loved the other CC cream, but it was too dewy for you, then you will probably love this foundation. Coverage is just, it's phenomenal. It's good. Look at it. It covers everything. That's all I gotta say so far, you guys. I'm really liking it thus far. Let me try it out for a couple of hours and come back to you with the final results on where this is at. All right, guys, I am back and very tired. I've had this foundation on for about 5 hours. And I am forcing myself to go to sleep so that I'm actually alive tomorrow. So zooming you guys in a bit closer, it did start to crease just a little bit more on my forehead. Got a little weird around my nose area and then also creased a little bit more around my mouth. But looking at it overall. Like, it's still full coverage, it's not blotchy, it didn't turn into like a deeper color, it doesn't look cakey overall. As I mentioned previously, I really think this may be one of the foundations that does well with a setting spray, or that does well with maybe a little bit less of a powder. I did use kind of like a heavy powder on top of this. I probably would go maybe with something a little bit lighter just because of how full coverage this foundation is, and maybe it would crease a little bit less on my forehead and around my mouth. But you guys, I always prime, set, and do my makeup the exact same technique, the exact same way. Just sometimes some products may not mix well with other products. So we always have to try again and again and again. But from what I'm seeing right now on my face, this really looks great. So I'm really happy with it. It did stay matte for the most part. You can start to see like the shine come on my forehead from me kind of being a little more on the oily side, but it's not like a shine to the point where like I look like a cakey oily mess, you know? So definitely give this foundation a thumbs up. I will definitely be still using the CC cream, the older one, and then also this new one, the matte one. I feel like this one is more for people with oily skin and someone that wants something more full coverage, and maybe more of like your going out foundation, like if you're gonna wear this all day. I mean, I really love that It Cosmetics is able to actually put like, I really love that It Cosmetics is able to put an SPF in their foundation. I feel like I hope my dermatologist doesn't watch my videos, but I do not wear sunscreen. So it makes me feel really good that there is sunscreen in my foundation, so that's protecting my skin from the sun. So yeah, I think this is a great product for, you know, someone that is also maybe looking for something definitely more full coverage and doesn't really like the dewy look, which surprisingly a lot of people don't like the dewy look. But that's it for my review. That's it for my review and for my wear test on the brand new It Cosmetics CC Cream, oil-free matte CC cream. I truly thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. If you get your hands on this foundation, please let me know what your thoughts are on it, and if you've tried the other CC cream from It Cosmetics, let me know what your thoughts are on that and a comparison. Whatever you want to tell me in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to me right here on my face and check out all of my other foundation tutorials and reviews and all my other makeup tutorials and all that fun stuff. But I'll see you guys soon, and definitely, I better see you in the next one.